Hello, welcome to my PowerPoint, Organizational Design, Structure, and Change by Tyler Martinez. This PowerPoint will go over the company of USAA, which only insures veterans, and one of the 8 dimensions that it fails to represent within its company is poor quality of products and services. Clients have continuously claimed to have received poor customer service on a regular basis. They started off by having trust in the organization, but quickly lose it, especially since their only clients are veterans, and this company is made specifically to serve veterans, thinking that they would get better customer service, but in reality, that is not true. The failure is being reported by a majority of clients, seeing that a lot of clients are losing trust and lots of businesses being lost, that their reputation is just going downhill. USSA's causes for failure are as follows, but are not limited to: failing to provide correct solution to customers on a regular basis, employees not caring about the organization as a whole, overall inconsistency from top down, all of this leading to poor quality of products and services that have been noticeable to the client. With all these causes of failure, it is no surprise that there have been consequences as well. We see a lack of empowerment in all employees, which leads to a bad reputation for the company. This can be directly related back to motivation, and with no motivation coming from management, we see why the empowerment has been lacking. Also, low production results have been across the board. This again can be directly related back to the lack of management motivation and or incentives. This will all lead to inconsistency and again are consequences of the failure within the company of USAA. So after seeing all the causes and consequences of failure of USAA, it is time that we try to improve the company by embodying the principles of conscious capitalism. They should do so by focusing on the aspects of culture like authenticity, integrity, caring, transparency, learning, and empowerment. All of these traits must be embodied by management and seen through a top-down integration between all of the employees. Doing this will affect the company and all of its stakeholders. When all of its stakeholders have something to lose and all of them will benefit, this will embody all the principles of conscious capitalism and hopefully bring back the company's reputation. The relevance of conscious capitalism cannot be understated. It would simply improve the relations between USAA and stakeholders. With all stakeholders benefiting from change, this would be nothing but good for the company. Need for stakeholders to engage in business so the company can become sustainable. The company needs leaders who must embrace change and will not be afraid of backlash. They must be ambitious enough to transform the culture and the employees around them. Using Kotter's 8-step model, we can improve USAA dramatically by creating a sense of urgency, creating a guide of coalition, developing and envision strategies, communicate the change vision, remove barriers to action, accomplish short-term wins, build on with that change, and institute change. All of these are necessary for the company to become successful. Some of the challenges the company might face when implementing change will employees will have a negative morale and will lose trust, as many people do not like to change simply based on the fact that they do not understand why change is being made. This can be because employees don't understand or simply are just out of the loop, which management isn't responsible of improving. These changes may be significant, disrupting a current toxic culture, but is a necessity for improving for the future of the company. Some possible solutions to these challenges are as follows. First off, being employees must be listened to. As they are the frontline workers, everything they say should be taken into account when implementing and creating new change. They should be actively involved in creating that change. That way, they can be held responsible when it comes to maintaining it. They should also be rewarded if change is successful. This way, gives them some sort of incentive to keep up their good hard work. There should be no ignoring of resistance, as resistance is a clear sign that the change is not be taken lightly and that something must be done to change the change that is going on. Employ active leadership. Active leadership is leaders that will be out there that want to change and are willing to help employees do so and are doing anything they can. They will be out there not ignoring employees, actively listening to them, and changing their plan as follows. One way that USAA must change in order to be successful and change their reputation is a realignment of their subsystems. Subsystems are smaller groups of employees. This can include, but not limited to, departments, teams, programs, and projects. This helps establish structure and, with most of these, all creating a common goal and some sort of hierarchy built within each and every one of them. If I were to realign USAA's subsystems, this is how I would do it. They would have departments which have clear-cut leadership who keep all employees updated on company goals or anything as such. They would then be broken down into teams with equal level employees working towards a common goal with one leader being chosen by the team to be able to represent, speak, and turn in any projects, which projects should be well planned through multiple employees. They can have multiple projects on teams with defined deadlines. And then there's going to be programs. Programs will be optional, but they will be things to keep employees motivated. Some possible lessons for USAA when implementing change is that failure should be anticipated and you should have a plan to counter it. Change is hard, and most of the time it is going to fail, so that failure should be learned upon and then implemented again into the company. Leaders should not be demotivated in the face of failure, but willing to try again. Like stated earlier, failure is going to happen. Leaders should know this, and because of this, they should be willing to learn and ready to adapt once they do fail. Every party involved should have some sort of accountability. This goes hand in hand with keeping all stakeholders involved in the company and making sure they all benefit. Leaders should be working with employees on daily basis. This goes back to the active leadership and learning from frontline employees, as they're the ones that are really dealing with the business firsthand and are ones that can give the best experience to the leaders who are supposed to drive the change.